Every day, your kidneys work quietly in the background, keeping your internal world clean. These two small organs filter over 150 liters of blood daily, remove toxins, balance minerals, regulate blood pressure, and even support healthy bones. Yet despite their importance, kidney damage rarely causes early pain. Most people don't notice anything is wrong until over 70 to 80% of kidney function is already lost. And here's the truth that surprises most people. It's not only diabetes, salt, or aging that harm your kidneys. Many everyday foods, the things we eat without thinking twice, gradually clog, inflame, and stress the kidneys silently, year after year. Today on Live Healthy. Every day, we're uncovering the hidden foods that quietly damage your kidneys over time, why they are dangerous, and how to protect yourself before it's too late. Ultra-salty processed foods, the silent stress builders. Most people think salt is the villain, but the real danger comes from processed foods packed with sodium, but almost completely lacking potassium. Your body needs both minerals working together. When you get sodium alone, from foods like canned soups, frozen meals, fast food, or packaged snacks, your kidneys must work overtime to remove the excess. So, when sodium levels get out of balance, it actually triggers a few things, like persistent fluid retention, rising blood pressure, and even microscarring of those tiny blood vessels in your kidneys. Plus, there's increased filtration pressure, which, over time, just wears down your kidney tissue. You know, salt from real, whole foods is rarely the problem. It's actually salt without potassium, especially the kind found in manufactured foods. That's the real threat here. Okay, let's talk about chemical coffee creamers. Those tiny additives can really cause big damage. Most people, honestly, assume coffee creamer is just cream plus flavor, right? But non-dairy creamers are actually industrial mixtures of chemicals. Things like emulsifiers, artificial flavors, synthetic fats, and even titanium dioxide, which is a compound linked to tissue irritation. Over time, these additives may weaken kidney membranes, allowing proteins to leak into urine, which is, an early sign of kidney dysfunction. 1 cup a day may seem harmless, but long-term exposure really adds up silently. Alcohol is filtered directly through the kidneys. Excessive drinking dehydrates the body, forcing kidneys to filter toxins with less fluid. It's kind of like trying to wash dishes without water. Even worse, alcohol metabolism produces uric acid, a sharp, crystal-like compound that can actually form kidney stones and scratch kidney tissues from the inside. Mixed drinks are even more dangerous because sugar plus alcohol multiplies uric acid production. Most people associate green smoothies with wellness, but ingredients like spinach, almonds, and beets are extremely high in oxalates. These compounds can bind with calcium to form sharp crystals that settle in the kidneys. Whether oxalates become harmful really depends on your internal conditions. Do you have strong gut bacteria that break down oxalates? Do you consume enough calcium and magnesium to bind them? Do you have good stomach acid? Are you dehydrated or constipated? Do you have early gut inflammation or leaky gut? If any of these are off balance, even healthy smoothies can slowly generate kidney stones and inflammation over time. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame K show up in thousands of foods these days. These tiny molecules have a surprisingly deep impact on our kidneys. Studies have shown that they can actually alter kidney tubule function, increase oxidative stress, and even accumulate in kidney tissue. Plus, they can interfere with the filtering and reabsorption processes that are, really essential for healthy kidney function. Aspartame, in particular, breaks down into methanol and formaldehyde. And honestly, those are compounds you really do not want circulating through your delicate kidney membranes. Over years of daily consumption, the damage from these byproducts can actually become permanent. Protein itself doesn't damage healthy kidneys, but processed meats? Well, that's a different story. Bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, and all those packaged meats contain nitrates and nitrites, phosphate preservatives, and advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. Each bite delivers a chemical load that your kidneys have to manage, and over time, that can really add up. So these compounds increase the kidney's acid load, accelerate scarring, increase inflammation, and, speed up mineral deposits inside kidney tissue. Over time, this leads to stiffer kidneys that filter poorly. Phosphate itself isn't harmful. Your body naturally absorbs only about 30 to 40% of phosphate from whole foods. But here's the thing. Inorganic phosphate additives in processed foods, like sliced cheese, sodas, fast food, and frozen meals, are absorbed at up to 90%. The sudden overload really overwhelms the kidneys, causing calcification of soft kidney tissue, hardening of blood vessels, disruption of calcium balance, and increased kidney aging. This silent, slow mineral buildup is actually one of the least known drivers of kidney disease. While not a food, NSAIDs, like ibuprofen and naproxen, are consumed casually by millions every day. They work by blocking prostaglandins, which are chemicals that maintain blood flow to the kidneys. When prostaglandins drop, kidney blood supply decreases dramatically, forcing your kidneys to process the same toxins with less oxygen. Regular use can lead to tissue death, permanent filtering loss, and sudden kidney injury in dehydrated individuals. They are safe occasionally, but honestly, dangerous as a habit.
Kidney damage rarely happens from a single meal or one unhealthy choice. The real danger comes from daily patterns that quietly load toxins, disrupt mineral balance, and slowly erode kidney strength without making a sound. Understanding how these patterns form how dog, disam, and sham mine, wujastan, padan potusto, bintrastam, benjadekudandang. Distadin danda, stam dam di, en stam der diba das ninza. Some these ensure in denjmai di, in jan des of gi, sonbird gi to protecting your long-term kidney health. One of the most overlooked factors is chronic mineral imbalance, especially involving sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. When these minerals fall out of alignment, your kidneys must work significantly harder to filter blood, regulate fluid levels, and maintain acid-base balance. For example, diets low in potassium but high in sodium force the kidneys to conserve water and raise blood pressure, creating a high-pressure environment inside the delicate filtering units. Over years, this elevated pressure contributes to micro-scarring and a decline in filtration capacity, even if you feel perfectly healthy on the surface. Another silent challenge is low hydration. Many adults unknowingly spend years in a state of mild dehydration. Even being slightly dehydrated increases the concentration of waste products in the bloodstream, making urine more acidic and dense. This thickened waste forces kidney tubules to strain harder, raising the likelihood of developing stones, crystals, and uric acid accumulation. When dehydration becomes chronic, the kidney's microscopic structures stiffen and weaken, leaving them more vulnerable to chemical irritants found in processed foods and drinks. Closely connected to hydration is the issue of excessive caffeine, not because caffeine directly damages kidneys, but because it can increase fluid loss and reduce your natural thirst signals. Combined with salty foods, sugary snacks, or alcohol, this temporary dehydration intensifies kidney workload and may accelerate long-term tissue aging. Another factor that often goes unnoticed is the role of oxidative stress. Many modern foods, and especially deep-fried meals, fast food, reheated oils and products rich in additives, generate free radicals in the body. These unstable molecules circulate through the bloodstream and reach the kidneys, where they trigger inflammation. Over time, consistent oxidative stress causes subtle yet cumulative wear on kidney tissue, damaging the membranes that separate clean blood from waste-filled filtrate. This makes kidneys more sensitive to toxins, sugar spikes, and mineral overload. Repeated spikes in blood sugar also contribute to long-term kidney decline. Even if you're not diabetic, frequent sugar-heavy meals push insulin higher, encouraging inflammation, narrowing blood vessels, and making the kidneys more susceptible to high-pressure damage. While most people associate high glucose with diabetes, research shows that repeated glycemic spikes accelerate the thickening of kidney blood vessel walls, reducing oxygen delivery to the filtration units. This process is slow, silent, and often undetectable for years. Another often ignored threat is chronic inflammation of the gut. When your digestive tract becomes irritated by artificial additives, processed foods, and preservatives, the intestinal lining weakens over time. A compromised gut barrier may allow fragments of bacteria, undigested food particles, and inflammatory compounds into the bloodstream. These particles eventually reach the kidneys, increasing inflammation and oxidative burden. This contributes to one of the most common yet least discussed pathways of kidney damage: the gut-kidney axis. If your gut flora becomes imbalanced, your kidneys face higher workloads filtering out toxins that healthy gut bacteria should have neutralized earlier. Similarly, diets deficient in antioxidants, especially from fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices, deprive your kidneys of their natural defense system. The kidneys rely heavily on antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, beta-carotene, and polyphenols to neutralize free radicals. Without them, even modest exposure to toxins or processed ingredients becomes more damaging. Another silent danger is poor sleep quality, which disrupts hormonal balance. During deep sleep, the body repairs damaged tissues, including kidney structures. Chronic insomnia, sleep apnea, or irregular sleep cycles reduce the kidney's nightly repair window, allowing microscopic injuries to accumulate. Poor sleep also leads to higher cortisol levels, elevating blood pressure and raising the risk of glomerular injury, especially in individuals already dealing with stress, processed diet habits, or inflammation. Stress itself plays a powerful role in kidney aging. Prolonged stress raises levels of adrenaline and cortisol, tightening blood vessels and increasing blood flow resistance. Over time, this constant state of vascular tension forces the kidneys to filter blood under higher than normal pressure. While short-term stress is harmless, chronic stress acts like a slow, invisible force that exhausts the kidney's resilience. Environmental toxins are another often underestimated factor. Exposure to pesticides, heavy metals like lead, cadmium or arsenic, and certain household chemicals can enter the bloodstream and travel to the kidneys. These compounds tend to accumulate in kidney tissue and, honestly, are extremely difficult for the body to eliminate. People who eat produce without washing it, use unfiltered water, or work in environments with chemical exposure may unknowingly carry a higher toxin burden. Even the habit of frequently skipping meals or following extreme diets can backfire on kidney health. Irregular eating patterns disrupt electrolyte balance, stress the adrenal glands, and increase the buildup of metabolic waste products. When the body lacks consistent energy, it starts breaking down muscle tissue for fuel, releasing nitrogen-rich waste into the bloodstream, which the kidneys must filter. Over time, this pattern increases kidney workload and oxidative pressure. Additionally, Diets high in refined carbohydrates and low in fiber create these rapid metabolic swings that really strain kidney function. Fiber actually plays a critical role by trapping waste products in the gut, which helps prevent them from reaching the kidneys. Without enough fiber, more toxins end up circulating in the bloodstream, and the kidneys have to take on a greater share of the detoxification burden. Even the timing of certain foods, really matters. For example, consuming large, heavy meals late at night forces your kidneys to remain active when they should be resting. Kidneys, just like the rest of the body, follow a circadian rhythm. Eating late can disrupt waste filtration patterns, elevate nighttime blood pressure, and increase nocturnal urine concentration, all of which over time slowly wear down kidney resilience. Finally, one of the biggest silent contributors to poor kidney health is actually the combination of multiple small habits, not just one major offender. A processed breakfast, too little water, a sugary afternoon snack, dinner with seed oils, and a late-night dessert might seem pretty harmless on their own, but together, they create a daily metabolic storm. Over the years, this storm can transform into chronic inflammation, microscarring, mineral imbalance, and ultimately, kidney decline. Protecting your kidneys really requires understanding these patterns and gradually reshaping your lifestyle. Small, consistent improvements, like choosing whole foods, drinking more water, reducing sugar, adding antioxidants and sleeping well, all work together to create a powerful foundation for long-term kidney vitality.
Many people assume kidney damage only comes from obviously unhealthy foods like processed snacks, alcohol, or sugary drinks. But in reality, some of the most harmful influences are the subtle, everyday choices that appear harmless, even healthy, on the surface. These choices slowly build pressure, inflammation, and metabolic stress inside the kidneys, making the decline so gradual that it is rarely noticeable until years later. One of these underestimated factors is excessive animal protein, especially from red meat and large portions of poultry. While protein is essential for muscle and tissue repair, too much of it forces the kidneys to process a significantly higher amount of nitrogenous waste. This creates a constant filter overload. Over decades, the persistent high protein load increases the risk of glomerular hyperfiltration, a condition where kidneys work harder than normal, accelerating the thinning of filtration membranes. Even people who appear fit and active may unknowingly create chronic stress on their kidneys through a high-protein diet. Another significant but often silent contributor is regular consumption of foods treated with preservatives like nitrates, nitrites, phosphates, and artificial stabilizers. These chemicals prolong shelf life, enhance color, and improve texture. But once inside the body, they generate metabolic byproducts that the kidneys must remove. Phosphates, in particular, can accumulate in the bloodstream, triggering inflammation and altering the body's mineral balance. Over time, this disrupts blood vessel function and damages the kidney's delicate filtering structures. Similarly, flavored instant noodles, instant soups, and pre-seasoned meal kits contain extremely high sodium levels. Many adults consume them out of convenience, not realizing that a single serving may contain nearly a full day's recommended sodium intake. When this pattern repeats for years, high sodium stiffens kidney blood vessels, elevates blood pressure, and accelerates kidney aging. The damage builds quietly. No pain, no warning signals. Just a slow erosion of the kidney's flexibility and resilience. Beyond food, sedentary lifestyles have a massive but hidden impact on kidney health. When the body remains inactive for long hours, blood circulation weakens, oxygen delivery declines, and waste removal slows. This stagnation forces the kidneys to work under suboptimal conditions. People who sit at a desk all day or avoid regular physical movement may unknowingly create an environment where kidney function gradually declines. Even light daily movement, such as walking or stretching, helps stimulate blood flow and reduces kidney strain. Another hidden factor is the habit of ignoring early signs of urinary issues. Many people dismiss frequent urination, burning sensations, lower back discomfort, or cloudy urine as minor inconveniences. But these symptoms often indicate early inflammation or infection. When left untreated, recurrent urinary tract issues can spread upward toward the kidneys, damaging their soft tissue. Chronic low-grade infection, even when mild, slowly weakens kidney resilience. Similarly, hormonal imbalances, particularly in women during menopause or in individuals experiencing prolonged stress, affect kidney performance. Hormones such as estrogen, aldosterone, and cortisol regulate fluid balance, blood pressure, and electrolyte levels. When hormones shift out of balance, whether from age, poor sleep, or high stress, the kidneys struggle to maintain stability. Over time, this internal instability can lead to chronic dehydration, elevated blood pressure, and increased vulnerability to toxins. Another overlooked source of kidney stress is common over-the-counter medications, especially non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs. Many adults use these pain relievers frequently for headaches, joint pain, or muscle soreness, often unaware that regular use actually constricts blood flow to the kidneys. When this becomes a long-term habit, reduced blood flow starves kidney tissues of oxygen and nutrients, which can really accelerate the loss of filtration capacity. Even moderate but repeated use can, over the years, build up some pretty harmful effects. Equally concerning is the routine intake of artificially sweetened beverages. While these are often marketed as sugar-free, many actually contain chemical additives that, well, alter gut microbiota and disrupt metabolic processes. When the gut microbiome weakens, harmful metabolites can enter the bloodstream and eventually reach the kidneys, increasing inflammation. And, although these drinks don't contain sugar, their long-term metabolic effects may be just as harmful, or even worse, for your kidney health. Not to be overlooked is the impact of latent allergies or food sensitivities. When the immune system becomes activated by certain foods, even foods that are usually considered healthy, low-grade inflammation spreads throughout the body. The bloodstream then carries these inflammatory compounds directly to the kidneys, where they contribute to oxidative stress. Many adults, honestly, suffer from silent sensitivities to things like gluten, dairy, or artificial additives without realizing that the inflammation triggered by these foods burdens their kidneys every single day. Finally, one of the most overlooked contributors to kidney aging is poor long-term micronutrient intake. While most people tend to focus on calories or macronutrients, deficiencies in essential vitamins and minerals quietly impair kidney function. For example, magnesium deficiency increases susceptibility to kidney stones, while low vitamin D disrupts calcium balance. Not getting enough vitamins C and E reduces antioxidant protection, leaving kidney tissues more vulnerable to free radical damage. When these deficiencies persist for years, kidney structure gradually weakens. Understanding and adjusting these hidden patterns is really crucial for preserving kidney health. By identifying the seemingly harmless habits that slowly accumulate damage, you empower yourself to protect your kidneys long before symptoms ever appear. Each small correction, like drinking clean water, reducing preservatives, balancing protein, staying active, managing stress, and prioritizing whole foods, builds a stronger foundation for long-term kidney vitality.
Long-term environmental factors, modern chemicals, and lifestyle pressures that silently undermine kidney strength. Long-term kidney decline is rarely caused by food alone. Environmental exposures, household products, air quality, bacteria, and even temperature changes gradually influence how efficiently your kidneys function. These influences may seem unrelated to kidney health, but when they accumulate, they significantly increase the kidney's workload and vulnerability. One of the most powerful yet hidden contributors is air pollution. When inhaled particulate matter enters the lungs, a portion of these microscopic pollutants eventually travels into the bloodstream. Once circulating, the kidneys must filter them out. Over time, these particles trigger oxidative stress, constrict kidney blood vessels, and gradually reduce filtration efficiency. Similarly, household cleaning products can be a major source of chemical stress. Many contain ammonia, bleach, glycol ethers, and volatile organic compounds, VOCs. When inhaled or absorbed through the skin, these chemicals enter the bloodstream and must be processed by the liver and kidneys. Frequent exposure, especially in poorly ventilated areas, builds up a toxic load that the kidneys must continually eliminate. Over years, this can contribute to chronic inflammation and cellular damage. Another factor is the widespread presence of microplastics. These tiny particles have been detected in drinking water, seafood, packaged foods, and even salt. While much remains unknown about their long-term effects, early studies show that microplastics can trigger inflammation within kidney tissue and disrupt cellular processes. Exposure to heavy metals is another underestimated risk. Lead, arsenic, mercury, and cadmium can be found in contaminated water, certain cosmetics, imported spices, cigarette smoke, and industrial environments. Once inside the body, these metals attach to proteins and damage kidney cells directly. The kidneys struggle to filter and expel them, leading to structural deterioration. Even low levels, when sustained over many years, can significantly impair filtration rate. Beyond environmental toxins, chronic inflammation from metabolic disorders like obesity, high cholesterol, and insulin resistance also undermines kidney function. Excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, releases inflammatory molecules that circulate in the bloodstream. These molecules reach the kidneys and promote oxidative stress, damaging blood vessels and filtration units. Over time, this inflammation stiffens the glomeruli and reduces their ability to manage waste and fluid balance. Another silent contributor is chronic low-grade infections. Even mild bacterial imbalances in the gut, mouth, or urinary tract can release toxins into the bloodstream. Gum disease, for example, introduces inflammatory compounds that the kidneys must filter out every day. When these infections remain untreated or unnoticed, they create a continuous burden on kidney tissues. Sleep temperature also plays a role. Sleeping in environments that are too hot or too cold disrupts fluid balance, raises stress hormones, and interferes with the kidney's natural overnight repair cycle. The kidneys rely on consistent internal conditions to recover from daily stress. When climate or lifestyle disrupts these conditions, the repair cycle becomes incomplete, and small injuries accumulate. The impact of chronic noise exposure is also surprising. Long-term exposure to loud environments, busy traffic, construction, loud workplaces raises stress hormone levels. Another modern factor is, continuous digital overstimulation. Constant screen time, social media use, and irregular sleep patterns disrupt circadian rhythm. Even hydration patterns affected by modern lifestyles play a role. Many people consume water only when thirsty, but the human thirst signal is not always reliable, especially in older adults, people under stress, or those consuming caffeine. The resulting chronic low-level dehydration thickens the blood, concentrates waste, and increases kidney workload. Additionally, those who drink large amounts of water only at night may unintentionally strain the kidneys when they should be resting. Another subtle but significant factor involves electrolyte imbalance caused by modern diets. Many processed foods are rich in sodium but deficient in potassium and magnesium. This imbalance creates a high-pressure environment inside kidney blood vessels. When sustained for years, it causes scarring and stiffening of kidney filters. Even individuals who avoid snacks but consume restaurant meals frequently may experience this imbalance unknowingly. Long-term kidney decline also relates to body acidity. Diets heavy in meat, refined grains, and processed ingredients increase acid load, forcing the kidneys to work harder to neutralize pH levels. When acid load remains high, it gradually erodes kidney efficiency. A balanced diet with more fruits and vegetables helps neutralize excess acids and reduces strain. Finally, the combination of environmental toxins, lifestyle patterns, poor diet, and stress creates a compounding effect, far more damaging than any single factor alone. Modern life exposes the kidneys to dozens of small daily pressures, each adding a layer of burden. The cumulative impact may take decades to appear, but once kidney decline becomes noticeable, much of the damage has already occurred. Understanding these hidden factors helps you take smarter steps toward kidney protection. Small changes, choosing natural cleaning products, filtering drinking water, improving sleep quality, reducing processed foods, and supporting your gut microbiome, create powerful, long-term benefits. Strengthening kidney health is not about perfection. It is about reducing the daily toxins and stresses that silently accumulate. And if you want more practical guides, science-based explanations, and easy health strategies, make sure to subscribe to Live Healthy every day, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and follow the channel so you never miss the next helpful video. Your support helps us continue bringing clear, life-improving information to you and your family.